download our app available from the App Store and Play Store.
Hello and welcome to Medical Dialogues. I'm Roshni Dhar. Let's look at today's daily bulletin. The Supreme Court has recently dismissed a plea challenging minimum percentile criteria in NEET for admission to PG medical courses. Bihar State Branch of Indian Medical Association has filed the special leave petition challenging the previous order of the Delhi High Court bench, which had upheld the regulation that mandated that 50th percentile minimum marks is necessary for clearing NEET PG entrance examination and become eligible for admission to PG medical courses. Drugs that combat obesity could for the first time be included on the WHO essential medicine list. Used to guide government purchasing decisions to low and middle income countries, the UN agency told media. A panel of advisors to the WHO will review new requests for drugs to be included next month with an updated essential medicine list due in September. The request to consider obesity drugs was submitted by 3 doctors and a researcher in the US. It covers the active ingredient liraglutide in Novo Nordisk obesity drug Saxenda, which will come off patent soon, allowing for cheaper generic versions. The panel could reject the request or wait for more evidence. A decision by the WHO to include Saxenda and eventual generics on the list would mark a new approach to global obesity by the health agency. 6 people of a family suffocated to death in their Delhi home after mosquito repellent fell on the mattress, releasing poisonous gas overnight. The family lived in northeast Delhi. It has been learned that burning mosquito coil had fallen over a mattress sometime during the night. The toxic fumes caused intimates to lose consciousness and later death due to suffocation. A total 9 persons were involved in the incident, of which 2 are receiving treatment for burn injuries and 1 was discharged after first aid. The deceased include 4 men, a woman and a toddler. An associate professor with the Neurosurgery department at the Safdarjung Hospital, New Delhi, has now been arrested by the CBI for allegedly being involved in illegal activities and accepting money in exchange for medical advice. 4 others of his accomplices, including middleman and a proprietor of a surgical store, has also been arrested in the matter by the CBI. The agency raided several Delhi and UP locations linked to Manish Rawat, the neurosurgeon who works as an associate professor at Safdarjung Hospital, and busted the nefarious nexus, they said. Observing that any attack on doctors and medical personnel is unacceptable and non-negotiable, the Kerala High Court has asked the state government to suggest measures including legislation for preventing attacks on healthcare workers. Seeking a response from the government within 30th March, the High Court bench of Justices Deva Ramchandran and Kausar has observed that it is more concerned about preventing violence against doctors rather than taking actions after the attacks. The bench observed that the government therefore has now to tell us the models to ensure such attacks never take place, because what we are concerned about is not the action after such an attack but prevention itself.
Sleeping too little or too long is linked with a shorter life, but scientists have found that physical activity counteracts some of these negative effects. The research in more than 90,000 adults is published recently in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology. The study included 92,221 adults aged 40 to 73 years in the UK Biobank cohort who wore an accelerometer wristband for 1 week between 2013 and 2015. The average age of participants was 62 years and 56% were women. During a median follow-up of 7 years, more than 3,000 participants died, 1,074 from cardiovascular disease and 1,871 from cancer. A novel drug is showing promise for alleviating heart failure, a common condition associated with sleep apnea and a reduced lifespan. The drug, known as AF-130, was tested in an animal model at Y. Papa Tau Mata Rao, the University of Auckland, where researchers found it improved the heart's ability to pump, but equally important, prevented sleep apnea, which itself reduces lifespan. This drug does offer benefit for heart failure, but it's 2 for the price of 1, in that it's also relieving the apnea, for which there is currently no drug, only a breathing device, which is CPAP, which is poorly tolerated, says Professor Julian Patton, director of the university's Manaki Manawa Center for Heart Research. Findings from an analysis of more than 66,000 abdominal hysterectomies performed in New York hospitals reveal key risk factors for surgical site infections or SSIs following these procedures, including open surgery, obesity, diabetes, gynecological cancer, and age under 45. Published recently in the American Journal of Infection Control, the data can help inform surgical and clinical decisions to reduce post-operative infections. SSIs are infections that occur at a surgical incision site within 30 days after the incision is made. To identify the risk factors for SSI after abdominal hysterectomy, Dr. Seren Punsang and colleagues used data reported in the National Healthcare Safety Network from 66,001 abdominal hysterectomies performed over 4 years at all acute care hospitals in New York State. They augmented these data with diagnosis codes available in administrative data. A novel approach to administer intrathecal or IT immunotherapy, that is directly into the spinal fluid, and intravenous or IV immunotherapy was safe and improved survival in a subset of patients with leptomeningeal disease or LMD from metastatic melanoma, according to interim analysis of a phase 1 and 1B trial led by researchers at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center. The study, published in Nature Medicine, represents the first in-human trial of concurrent IT and IV nivolumab, which is an anti-PD-1, in melanoma patients with LMD. Across 25 patients, the median overall survival was 4.9 months, with overall survival rates of 44% at 26 weeks and 26% at 52 weeks. 4 patients survived to 74, 115, 136 and 143 weeks after their first IT dose, which is significantly longer than expected. That's all for today. Stay tuned to Medical Dialogues for latest updates.
Never miss a medical update from Medical Dialogues. Like, subscribe, and press the bell icon.